See. And we welcome you live from the Brendan Byrne Arena in East Rutherford, New Jersey. It's the Philadelphia 76ers against the New Jersey Nets. And good afternoon, everyone. I'm Dick Stockton, and we welcome you to our weekly coverage of NBA basketball that will carry you through the playoffs and the championship series. And we have an interesting matchup today because one man has had a lot to do with the fortunes of both these teams, and that one man is Julius Erving. He once led the American Basketball Association Nets to a world title. Then the Nets joined the NBA, but the Nets sold Erving to Philadelphia. They went downhill after that. They've been struggling. Meanwhile, Philadelphia has been one of the powers of the league. And as we look at the Atlantic Division standings this morning, the same story. Philadelphia, despite a recent slump, 2 games behind Boston, yet with one of the best records in the league, and New Jersey in last place, but they're coming up strong, only 2.5 games behind third place New York. And we bring in my partner, Bill Russell. Good to see you. You're warm in here, I know. Let me ask you the question about how would you characterize the Nets right now?
Well, they're losers and they're losers. The Nets got off to a horrible start, but they seem to have turned the corner. They've won 9 of the last 15 games, and if they can continue that pace, they can make the playoffs.
And you know, you can say that about Philadelphia, they're winners and winners. They win a lot of games, but they don't seem to win the championship. And how long can you keep motivating the same group?
I think you can keep motivating that group until they win a championship, and then it becomes difficult after that. But they're a great team, and they're struggling now. But if you consider they've lost 5 of their last 7 games, and still they're only 2 games behind, they're a pretty good basketball team.
Not bad. Well, a week ago on Saturday, the Nets won against Philadelphia. Bill, how do you size up today's game?
The Philadelphia 76ers like to run, what they call that transition game. Get the defensive rebound, a quick outlet pass, and blast the ball up court. The New Jersey Nets have to stop this type of play. Now, there are ways to stop a play like this. One of the best ways is to pressure that outlet pass, or that first pass that starts the fast break. Here, Foots Walker's putting pressure on the pass, inbounds pass, so that they've got to bring the ball up slow. The New Jersey Nets, they've got a pretty good running game. And it is started by the good rebounding and fine outlet passing of rookie Buck Williams. They get the ball down before the 76ers can set up defensively. Now, in this case, they get free throws, but that's where you run a fast break. Now, the 76ers would like for them to play a half-court game where their good inside defense can create turnovers and get that transition game going. So this is the kind of thing we'll have to look for today between these two teams.
Today from the Nets because of an injured team.
The NBA on CBS. Today's game is sponsored by the Miller Brewing Company, brewers of Miller High Life. If you've got the time, we've got the beer. The Navy. It's not just a job, it's an adventure. And by Honeywell. You should see what we do with computers.
All right, here are the starting lineups for this afternoon's game. First, for the visiting Philadelphia 76ers, Dr. J, the league's MVP, 5th leading scorer in the league, averaging 25 a game at 1 forward. Bobby Jones, 30 years old, from North Carolina, a fine two-way player. Darryl Dawkins is starting at center and may be involved in a big trade. Darryl Dawkins starting at center for Philadelphia. In the backcourt, their top playmaker, Maurice Cheeks, also amongst the league leaders in steals, and the other guard, Lionel Hollins, who knows what it's like to be on a champion. He was with Portland, the starting 5, and the coach, Billy Cunningham, who's the first coach in history and the fastest to reach 200 victories. 37-year-old Billy Cunningham. For the New Jersey Nets, Albert King, fine-looking rookie from Maryland, is starting at 1 forward. Buck Williams, the great power forward, is at the other spot. And the third member of the Maryland connection, Len Elmore, a veteran, starting at center. In the backcourt, Ray Williams, former New York Knick, came over in a trade, joins Foots Walker, who came out of nowhere and right now is the point guard for the Nets, and Larry Brown, back in the NBA after coaching UCLA for a couple of seasons. And so the players are on the court getting ready to go. Paul Mihalik and Ed Middleton are our officials. The New Jersey Nets in white. And there is Darryl Dawkins. And rumors are rampant that Dawkins may be heading to Chicago in exchange for Artis Gilmore, what could be a spectacular trade. But those are rumors right now, but they're hot very much, William, as we're underway.
Yes. These guys are going to spend a few minutes just feeling each other out.
And Albert King hits the first basket of the game. Good way to do it.
Yeah, that's a good, pretty way to put your hands on it. Now, what the Nets would like to do is to make Philadelphia play a half-court game. Have to work the ball around and not get their fast break working, because Julius Erving, the most important player on the 76ers, is best in a wide-open game.
Now, as you pointed out at the outset, the Nets are running more than usual, and you saw it right there as Len Elmore hit the shot. In the victory over Philadelphia last week, Elmore hit a lot of 15-footers early in the game.
He hit his first 5 shots.
Maurice Cheeks, the playmaker. He's guarded by Foots Walker. Ray Williams is on Lionel Hollins. Bobby Jones goes down low. Hollins to Erving. Double team for the moment. An open man is Cheeks, and that's what beats it. Quick passing. Loose ball comes down to the New Jersey Nets, who have won 15 and lost 22, 3 games better than a year ago, as Ray Williams hits from outside. Williams.
I think the Nets are doing a pretty good job of feeding the 76ers out. They've hit.
That's the best way to do it. Erving baseline. You see the possible double team. The Sixers will try to find the open man. Cheeks had the ball go there. Maurice Cheeks.
As a compliment to how well he plays, almost every team double teams Julius Erving every time he gets the ball on the offensive end.
And it only works sometimes. Erving is on Albert King. And Elmore turnaround shot was short. And here comes Philadelphia wanting to run. The Sixers have been struggling with injuries. Andrew Toney has been hurt. We don't know whether he will play today. He played in the last game, but pulled up lame again in a practice. Dawkins with his baseline shot, and it drops for him.
Well, you know what happens, Dick? Teams have a heart, and there's a core of players that make them winners, that puts them over the hump. Now, with the injuries and things that have happened to the 76ers, that heart has been hurting. And so what happens is they're in games, but they're not winning them. And it's a very delicate balance. And there are key guys that have to play together because they help each other play.
And even Billy Cunningham told us last night, when they do get them all back, it's going to take some time for them to get used to each other again.
Because the key is the timing, and that's the hardest thing to acquire, especially defensively.
Erving working on Albert King, and you can expect a lot of that today as the finger roll goes off, no good, and Dawkins hustling inside, and a foul. And our first foul of the ball game. And the foul is on Albert King. So we're going to see Erving work on Albert King, who needs some work defensively. And a good...
If you look at this picture, you see white jerseys every place. Because every time Erving is within 15 feet of the basket, everybody converges on him. And he usually hits the open man. He's an excellent passer, much better than people think he is.
Great open court player, but you saw what he could do in close range as Ray Williams picks up the ball. Bobby Jones loses it again. Foots Walker, Albert King. Best thing he can do is shoot. Albert King, the all-time leading scorer at the University of Maryland, whose brother Bernard is having a brilliant season with Golden State. Nets lead by 3 as we wind down to 9 minutes. 3 minutes gone in the first quarter, and a steal. Foots Walker working one-on-one. King trying to get it to Buck Williams. Elmore, and the Nets are looking awfully good. They're crashing the boards, and Billy Cunningham has to think about this as the Nets have opened up a 10-5 lead. Dawkins wasn't ready for that pass, and it was off Philadelphia. It's Nets ball, and they're out hustling the Sixers off the top.
When the Nets are playing the way they want to play, they will play pressure defense. Because their coach loves to play the pressure defense. And so as soon as he gets his team where he wants, and the guys that are all healthy, they will play real good defense and pressure the ball because that's the way he's always coached.
That was the trademark of Larry Brown's teams at Denver. Hasn't been able to do it so far with this one. And Bobby Jones on a block shot off of Elmore. Loose ball off of Erving's head, out of bounds. He headed it out of bounds, so it's still Nets ball, and they're 5 for 6 shooting so far in this first quarter with 8:21 remaining. Albert King will inbound. 55. Ray Williams is 13. Elmore setting the pick outside is 44. And Ray Williams misses the shot, and Irving was fouled. Will have a loose ball foul on Albert King, and that's his second personal foul.
Now, both teams are playing pretty good inside defense, and so what they want to do is keep the pace for the other team offensively slow. So they have to play the half-court game offensively.
Hollins baseline. Williams the rebound. Buck Williams, third leading rebounder, a rookie.
He's a pretty good rebounder, but there are different kinds of rebounds. So some guys will get a rebound and hold the ball. The good rebounders get the rebound and release it.
And that's what's important for the Nets, to get the rebound, as they're going to call the basket good, and they're going to call an interference, a goaltend. Larry Brown wants to know why. They're going to credit the basket to Julius Irving and a foul as well.
And he has a legitimate question as to why.
That's his first.
Ray Williams commits the foul. Pick it up here.
Now they get the ball inside. Now, in order to be goaltending, it has to be on the way down. That was close.
That was very close.
Three-point play, though.
Nets lead it by 4. 7:45 remaining in the first quarter, and they'll call a foul on defense. Hollins commits the foul. That's the toughest call for an official. Charge or block, and it's on Lionel Hollins.
You see, there are some people that think that the defensive man has to be standing still. That is not true. If he's giving ground, he does not have to be still. He can be moving, but if he's moving, giving ground, then it's okay. Then he's been up.
Nets have to be pleased with what they've done so far. They have the lead.
Your Hoop magazines, look at page 90.
You look at the breakdown of the records, and the Nets trying to get to 500 here at the Meadowlands Arena. Foots Walker, interesting story here. They lost confidence in him. He hit rock bottom when he refused to enter a game against the Celtics November in Hartford, and he has come back because of the injury to Birdsong and has been the catalyst. He has 4 assists thus far, and King is 3 for 3 from the field. Len Elmore, who can hit from outside, is short, and Doc, with a good rebound, boxing out well to Hollins. Hollins moving in, and the jump shot off the glass. Dawkins, imposing figure, and they're going to call an offensive foul, and Len Elmore was thrown into the first row of cheerleaders. There are several rows of cheerleaders. He went into the first.
All he did was flex a little bit. Hollins goes there, takes a shot off the board. The rebound comes there, and Dawkins just flexed a little bit.
Well, I guess he's strong. I guess he proved that many times when he shot at those backboards. Williams is low now, taking Hollins low, and a good block and a 2-on-3. Cheeks goes to the hoop for the basket. Philadelphia got back, even though New Jersey was defending, but a good defensive play at one end. Cheeks now has 4 points in the game, and you can see he is pressuring Foots Walker. So it's a 12-10 game, under 7 minutes to play first quarter. Dick Stockton and Bill Russell here in New Jersey. First of our weekly coverage of NBA broadcast. Williams, turnaround over Hollins. Ray Williams, who was acquired from the Knicks for Maurice Lucas. And Larry Brown pleased with Ray Williams. Bobby Jones pops and hits on a feed from Cheeks.
They run their plays quite well, the 76ers do. And the key to running plays has got to be the timing, and that's what's so hard, is to know exactly when to move. It's not whether you're quick or fast, but knowing when to move. And that's what's so crucial in making the plays work.
The Nets are trying to take advantage of Ray Williams. He missed everything there, and Irving is back guarded by King. Sixers want to set up Julius against King, which is an overmatch on the face of it. And now we have a foul called on Albert, and that is his 3rd personal foul. So we may be seeing Jan Van Breda pretty soon for the last play, Bill.
Yes, now, Ray Williams jumped in and tried good defensive play by Julius Irving, and the fast break is gone. That's just like a missed shot or fast break, and this is what the 76ers like to do, as we said earlier, before the game started.
Dawkins and a stuff inside.
But they rather do that.
That's a good percentage shot. Mike O'Koren has come in the game. Jan Van Bredekop is one of the better defenders against Julius Irving, and he'll see some action today. But Mike O'Koren, one of a slew of #1 draft picks the Nets have collected. Ray Williams with a circus move, put it away by Ray Williams. Sometimes he's out of control, but sometimes he makes brilliant plays like that.
The coaches wish they knew when he was going to do which.
Loops it into Irving, and Irving, what a play by Cheeks. Maurice Cheeks has made some nifty passes so far. Coming right back is Ray Williams. Williams goes all the way in, and O'Koren couldn't control. 5:15 remaining first quarter. Tie score and a foul as Buck Williams goes up.
Then he tried to shoot that at one of the better defensive players in the league.
First foul on Bobby Jones, and that is the second team foul on Philadelphia. And Mike Gminski is coming in for the New Jersey Nets as Buck Williams goes to the line.
Interesting thing with Gminski is that they don't like to play him at home too much because the fans are on him so bad that he has a hard time.
It's an unfair story that we're going to get into in a moment as Buck Williams hits the first free throw. Gminski, who was 7th pick overall from Duke, had a staph infection after a back bruise and almost lost his life this past summer. He's come back and he has struggled, but the crowd here in New Jersey doesn't seem to care, and they have booed Gminski constantly to the distress of both Brown and Gminski. The Nets on a break. Buck Williams is there. That's the talent of Buck Williams to trail the play and fill the lane.
That's when you run a 4- and 5-man fast break. The center or the rebounder should always follow the play in case there's a miss like that.
The Nets are up by 4 points. They've looked awfully good here in this first quarter. A near steal, and it is off Philadelphia's Hollins, and so the Nets take over. A sharp effort by the New Jersey Nets so far.
And a bad pass.
And that's 6 turnovers for Philadelphia. There's a fan who braved the cold and looks like he still hasn't thawed out.
Mentally.
That's what I mean. Andrew Toney is coming the ball game for Philadelphia, and we have a foul before the shot, and it is on Andrew Toney. Toney was injured. He had been out with a sprained ankle as Caldwell Jones comes into the ball game for Philadelphia, giving Julius Erving a rest. So Caldwell Jones, who is the all-time leading rebounder for Philadelphia and one of the better defensive forwards you'll find. Darwin Cook, the third guard in the 3-guard rotation used by Larry Brown, gets the hoop to give the Nets a 6-point lead. Andrew Toney, that's what he does best, hit outside. The rookie last year started most of the year, brings the Sixers to within 4. 4 minutes and 10 seconds remaining first quarter.
But Toney, as good as he is, has a tendency that when he's going good, the rest of the guys have a hard time.
Gminski.
They don't move very well without the ball when he's got it because he goes strictly one-on-one.
Baseline hook by Gminski. And there what you talked about to try to slow up Philadelphia. Darwin Cook putting pressure on Cheeks. Ray Williams with a near steal. Let's take a look at the matchup again. Dawkins and Gminski.
Little contact, not much.
And the reason why Larry Brown said he was going to use Gminski is because he knew he wouldn't have to roam very far if Dawkins was in the game. 3:40 remaining. 24-18, and here comes the break again. New Jersey is back on the D, and Philadelphia slows it up. Toney guarded by Ray Williams. Darwin Cook is on Cheeks. Bobby Jones and O'Koren are matched up. Gminski and Darryl Dawkins winds up on the floor. No foul call. Toney hurts, and there's an injury. Darryl Dawkins is shaken up as the play continues. New Jersey is running a 5 against 4, and Mike O'Koren goes up for the layup. So the Nets have the lead, and now we have a timeout, and Dawkins is hurt. He was given a shove and fell on the floor. He's had tendonitis in the left knee, and he's hurt.
Let's see when he took the shot or passed it off, he went down.
Looked like he was hit in the face.
But I think he may have twisted something because he's holding his right ankle there.
He's holding his right ankle. Let's see if we can pick up anything on the ankle here, although it looked like he was hit in the face. He might have been accidentally hit in the thigh by Gminski. Let's see if we can see it better from here.
Let's see what happens when he comes down. Can hardly tell there.
Timeout called by Philadelphia.
So Philadelphia calls a timeout. Keep in mind, the hot rumors that Darryl Dawkins may be headed to Chicago in a deal for Artis Gilmore. But right now, the Nets have the biggest lead of the game. We'll be back. Darryl Dawkins was out recently with tendonitis of the left knee, but that's the right ankle they're working on, Bill.
Yeah, I think what happened was when he got ready to start that shot, he either got kicked or something, and because of the way he landed, he tried to avoid coming down on that leg.
So he's out of the game, and Steve Mix, number 50, who's a fine outside shooter and perhaps the most physical player that Philadelphia has, is in the lineup now, and he's bumping with Buck Williams inside. Bobby Jones pops from the left of the key and hits. Both teams are shooting well. The Nets 63% and the 76ers over 55% now, with 2 minutes and 40 seconds remaining in the first quarter. The Nets, who have been in control in this first quarter, leading the Sixers by 6. Ray Williams gives up the dribble out to Darwin Cook. Darwin Cook on a drive. Caldwell Jones to Mix to Tony ahead of the field, and this is a Philly transition fast break that Larry Brown was wary of.
Right, you have to be careful. They're good rebounders because they're a physical team, the 76ers, and they know how to get that outlet pass.
An aerial view of the Meadowlands Arena here, one of the spanking new plants in the National Basketball Association. They see 20,000, and we have a fine crowd, upwards of 16,000, delayed a little bit because of brutal cold here in the New York metropolitan area.
And it's more than a little cold.
Ray Williams going for 3, and it's last touched by Caldwell Jones, so the Nets still have it with 1:54 remaining. Foots Walker comes into the game now.
He does a good job of running their offense for him when they don't have the fast breaks. Foots Walker does.
And coming in as well, James Bailey, who was acquired from Seattle. He was a former #1 draft choice from Rutgers. And they call a foul on the offense. Too much elbow for Foots Walker. Call the foul on Bailey. So James Bailey, who will play both center and forward today, out of Rutgers, is in the lineup.
And so far, overall, the Nets have been able to keep the 76ers from running the way they'd like to run.
Cook fouls Tony from behind.
In fact, the game so far has been at the pace that the Nets would like to play it. They're making the 76ers walk the ball up and play the half-court game, and they think that defensively they're better off.
Sixers injuries, and you see how many games they miss. So when Bill talks about not having the ingredients for that machine that's been so strong for the last several years, you got a graphic view of it there.
Well, you see what happens, what I call the heart of a team is what makes the team just a little better than that takes a 3-point loss and makes it a 1-point win. And this is what has been missing for the 76ers for the last couple of weeks.
Minute and a half to go in the first quarter. A 2-point lead for the Nets. Their biggest lead was 8. And Philadelphia scored 6 in a row. Bailey outside. Inside to Jaminski. Guarded by Caldwell Jones. He won't find a better defender inside, and a 3-second violation called against the Nets. And so the 76ers have a chance now as Jaminski gets back on defense to tie the score.
See, Jaminski got the ball at a place where he could only shoot. And so with a good defensive player on him, that creates a problem. He has to look for a pass, and it's a very bad place to try to pass from where he got the ball offensively.
Still Sixers ball. Tony has come in, and as they expect from him in 3.5 minutes, has points. So Andrew Toney, who is second leading scorer, averaging over 14 points a game for Philadelphia. Caldwell Jones. Short. Inside and a foul. Andrew Toney again. So Toney, opportunistic inside, #1 draft pick last year from Southwest Louisiana, and Bailey picks up his second personal foul. The Nets are in the penalty, but Toney gets just 2 shots here.
You know, when you got a little guy inside and you're one of the tall guys, the way to avoid fouling is to wait until he shoots, because you got plenty of time. And what a lot of guys do, they'll try to anticipate, and they will attack the ball
Commit
instead of attacking the plane, where the ball has to go.
High score, 50 seconds remaining first quarter. Jaminski loops it in, but it's intercepted by Caldwell Jones. Cheeks comes back. Philadelphia is starting to rev up their game thanks to Andrew Toney. He's been a spark plug. And they call steps, and you can credit Darwin Cook with jumping in there and forcing a double team, and that upset Andrew Toney.
Well, he traveled a bit. He got a lot of territory covered without a dribble on that one.
7 turnovers for each club here in the first quarter. Now a half a minute to go, 16 on the shot clock. James Bailey, who can go up pretty high, is fouled by Steve Mix of Philadelphia. And that's only the 4th team foul for the Sixers, but it'll be a shooting situation. Steve Mix, who is the veteran for Philadelphia in his 11th year.
On those kind of shots, you should make a guy make that shot and not foul him, because that was not a good shot.
He did not have control when the ball left his fingertips. Coming back in the game is Len Elmore, replacing Mike Jaminski. So it'll be Elmore and Jaminski, and perhaps Bailey alternating at center. Sam Lacey, the veteran from Kansas City, still not 100%. Nets by a point with 20 seconds to go. 16 on the shot clock. There's a differential of about a second and a half, or maybe 2 seconds. Tony, Mix, inside. Bobby Jones goes up, loses the ball. Taken by Caldwell Jones, tries to keep it alive. And Bailey comes out with 3 seconds to go. Looking at the clock, Foots Walker lets it go, and it's no good. The basket wouldn't count. And that's the end of the first quarter here at the Meadowlands Arena as the New Jersey Nets lead the Philadelphia 76ers 27-26. The preceding message was furnished by the National Basketball Association. Darryl Dawkins gingerly testing his right ankle. He started the game after missing 2 and is heading back into the locker room, and I wonder how that might affect a possible trade with Chicago as you look at the leading shooting teams in the league. Philadelphia on top right now. Dawkins, by the way, left with 5 points and 4 rebounds and played pretty well while he was in there, Bill.
He took up a lot of space, I can tell you that.
1 point lead for New Jersey as we start the second quarter. With Bill, Dick Stockton here as Maurice Cheeks starts out, and we have a foul right off. It's against illegal defense called against Mike O'Koren, as he was not close enough to Julius Erving, and he was cheating toward the basket.
Well, in the lane, you have to be outside of the lane or closer. I think 3 feet, I think it is 3 minutes.
Very technical thing, isn't it? Anyway, that's a warning. The next time is a technical foul.
The referees don't handle it better than I do.
Tony try to go inside of Bobby Jones, loop it in, triple team now, and we have the steps called. So you can credit the New Jersey defense because they collapsed around Bobby Jones in a hurry. So the Nets with Foots Walker, number 14, in the backcourt, came over from the Cleveland Cavaliers and only played half a season last year. Bailey, formerly with Seattle. Gambling is Tony, going up is Darwin Cook. Loose ball taken down by Tony, and they'll call a foul by James Bailey, and that'll be his 3rd personal foul. And of course, as you know, the new rules, no backcourt foul, so that will not be a shooting situation. But Bailey and now Albert King have 3 fouls.
Well, you got to be careful. You can't run over those guys like that.
He didn't step on him, at least.
That isn't because he tried.
Opening minutes, second quarter. Tony, 8 points, the leading scorer for Philadelphia in the first quarter, and this could be a backcourt violation. It is, as the ball got loose. The Nets are now playing, as you pointed out, the kind of defense, as Buck Williams returns to the game, that Larry Brown liked to say, as you pointed out, the swarming, pressing defense all over the court.
It's a very hard thing to get the guys to do that consistently, because what happens is when a team first starts trying to do that, there'll be breakdowns and they get discouraged. But you got to keep doing it until it becomes part of your game.
Foots Walker guarded by Cheeks. Good defensive guard is Cheeks. Len Elmore outside missing. He doesn't have that magic outside like he did in Philadelphia. Nets come back with it. Walker was scoreless the last 2 games, and so they may let him shoot from outside.
Julius Erving did a good thing. That his rebound, he couldn't control it, but he knocked it as far away from the basket as possible to eliminate the possibility of a tip-in.
Darwin Cook missed the shot. Andrew Toney back. Using a screen from Mix. Fighting through it is Foots Walker. Shadowing Andrew Toney. Looking for Julius Erving. O'Koren is on him. This is a 2-man game between Erving and Toney. Julius misses, and they fight underneath. Caldwell Jones commits the foul because Len Elmore had position in 4. Caldwell Jones, his first personal.
You know, sometimes they call that foul because it looks like a guy's going over the back, but that's not necessarily so. Sometimes the guy that has position will jump backwards.
You saying that was the case?
No, not necessarily,
okay,
but I suspect it was.
Nearly 2 minutes gone here in the second quarter. Buck Williams saves it. 1 point net lead. We have not had it scoring yet in the first 2 minutes of the second quarter. Mike O'Koren misses. Cheeks coming down. Erving is on the right. Mix is on the left. And we have a palm grooming violation called against Maurice Cheeks, and they had the break on.
Now, that was a good example of what happens when teams shoot jump shots. If teams rely on the 15 to 20-foot jump shot, you have a lot of long rebounds. And when the defense picks it up, the fast break has already started. The long rebound is almost like an outlet pass.
2 minutes and 20 seconds. No scoring yet in the second quarter as Darwin Cook goes to Elmore inside. You don't want to go up against Caldwell Jones. Cook bombs away, and Darwin Cook, fourth-round draft choice 2 years ago from Detroit out of Little Portland College, gets his second basket and a three-point net lead. Cheeks wide open, and Maurice Cheeks can't leave him that wide open. 6 points for Cheeks. Tony with 8, the leading scorer, and Albert King with 3 early baskets with 6 leading the New Jersey Nets. Darwin Cook and Foots Walker in the backcourt. Walker 14, Cook 12. Elmore, Cook lost the ball. They have 4 seconds on the clock, and Cook's shot is short. The Nets' shot selection has been poor in the last few minutes, but a bad pass by the Sixers gives them another chance.
And the 76ers pass choices have not been too good.
8:35 to go. Cook doesn't make it, and Buck Williams tips it in. Well, they give it to O'Koren. O'Koren gets credit for the basket. Buck Williams went up also, and now Philadelphia calls a timeout. So the Sixers are not sharp. As you can see, they've lost 5 of their last 7. They've turned the ball over 11 times, and they trail by 3. All right, here's a lesson on how to set a pick.
Well, what Buck Williams, as a rookie, does, he's very polite. And so one of the things you do when you're polite is introduce yourself. And he said, "Hi, I'm Buck Williams. I'm a rookie, Mr. Tony."
And O'Koren made the fine tip in there. You know, Maurice Lucas challenged Buck Williams when the Knicks played the Nets, and Williams swung his arm saying, you know, I got my territory, and I know that you can identify with that kind of thing.
Oh, yeah. You as a rookie, you can be polite up to a point.
3-point lead. Darryl Dawkins has been taken to Hackensack, New Jersey Hospital for x-rays, was kicked in the right ankle and will not be back this afternoon as the finger roll doesn't work for Julius Erving. Still Philadelphia ball as Jan Van Bredikoff comes in the ball game for the Nets. He is the son of Butch Van Bredikoff, who coached 4 NBA clubs. He's in his 8th year, started with the ABA, and you know he'll be guarding Julius Erving. Does a pretty good job one-on-one, as well as most people do. Caldwell Jones will inbound.
Because on that last play, whoever was guarding Irving, let him get the position was just too good. You can't let a player, even a bad player, get that kind of position.
So we'll watch Jan on Julius Erving. Van Bredikoff now trying to double team the ball, and Andrew Tony goes in nonetheless. See what Tony has meant. 10 points for him. He has 10 of the 30 Philadelphia points, but the Nets still lead by 1 with under 8 minutes to play in the second quarter.
And that last shot was a good example of how to take your time offensively.
Mix collides with Buck Williams, and they'll call a foul on Steve Mix's second personal foul, and the second team foul on Philly. Go on.
Well, what Tony did, he worked the man inside and give him a little motion, just enough to get him on his toes, and then it's a matter of throwing his timing off.
Another turnover. We've had a bunch of them here. Clint Richardson, who's come in the ball game, misses the layup inside. He has assist on his knee and has been a fine performer for the last few years. Ray Williams hits from the corner. So now the Nets are up by 3. Ray Williams has 6. So we have Tony in the backcourt as Ray Williams tries for the steal. Still Philadelphia ball. Tony and Clint Richardson at guard. Erving, Mix, and Caldwell Jones up front. Ray Williams and Darwin Cook the guards. And up front we have Jan Van Bredikoff, Buck Williams, and Len Elmore.
Larry Brown said that Ray Williams has the potential to be one of the best defensive guards in the league. He has great hands, great quickness, and good speed, but he doesn't concentrate consistently. And you have to concentrate consistently because playing good defense is concentration and hard work.
Julius is deflected by Elmore, picked off by Buck Williams. Alert defense. Ray Williams working on Andrew Tony. Look at that move by Ray Williams. You won't see much better. And the Nets with Ray Williams' 8th point, taking a 5-point lead. Former New York Knick out of the University of Minnesota. Tony penetrating again, and a turnover. And Elmore playing well in the middle and filling the lane, and the layup Here's Buck Williams, and the Nets look like the Sixers usually do, and the Sixers look like they've been struggling for 5 years.
That's mean.
7-point lead for the Nets.
Now, one good thing about that play is that Buck Williams, who's an excellent rebounder, can also run.
Clint
To be able
Richardson.
to get a rebound, get it out, and run the fast break.
5-point lead. Philadelphia's turned it over 13 times. You're getting an example of Buck Williams' immense talents, how quick he is and how strong to get key rebounds and fill the lane. Let's watch Williams again, how smooth he is.
Ray Williams,
We
when
have
he
a timeout.
goes down, this is quite a move. Shot that left-handed with reverse spin.
There's talent on this club, and they're all young, and Larry Brown's trying to put it all together, and he has a 5-point lead. We'll be back.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention, please.
Could be the tennis star of the 1980s, and he's a powerful player. Super CBS, and we want to remind you of Super Sunday next week on CBS. A big weekend of action capped by Super Bowl 16 from Pontiac, Michigan. Super Bowl today gets underway at 2:30. And of course, we'll be in Los Angeles Friday night as Isaiah Thomas and Kelly Tripucka lead the Detroit Pistons against the Lakers at 11:30 Eastern Time next Friday night.
Hey, you know that guy up there with the camera way up there?
I hope he's well supported.
I'll tell you, he could have that.
You're looking at his view of things as the Nets, Jan Van Bredekoff. Normally doesn't like to shoot from outside. Philadelphia coming back, Bobby Jones. There's a man who fills the lane, and Buck Williams did the only thing he could do, and that is foul Bobby Jones. By the way, Lacey has come in, Sam Lacey come in for Elmore as Buck Williams commits the foul. So our first look at the 12-year veteran from Kansas City who had his number retired when the Nets lost to Kansas City Friday night. But here's Bobby Jones on the line. Team fouls, the Nets have 2 and Philadelphia 3. There's Sam Lacey, who's had injury problems for the first time in many, many years. He was traded for Mike Woodson along with the #1 draft choice. Kansas City made a good deal there. 4-point lead. Ray Williams. Bobby Jones last touched it. Nets ball.
Slight air ball. That's what they mean by sometimes he's out of control.
Sixers starting Bobby Jones instead of Caldwell Jones, and Billy Cunningham admitted it took a lot of adjustment. Stepping on the line.
That was a good pass by Sam Lacey.
That's the best thing he does.
He's one of the best passing centers in the league.
5:35 remaining in the first half. 4-point net lead, and Bobby Jones, unmolested, goes in for the layup. And so the Nets lead is cut to 2 points now. Biggest lead was 8.
Buck Williams was trying to hold a conversation with him, but he says, I'll be back in a minute.
And he will be. Misconnection. He zigged when he should have zagged, and Darwin Cook threw the ball away. And so now the Sixers with a chance to tie the score. 5:15 remaining in the first half.
You know, it's interesting that the 76ers have not played that well today.
And they're in the game.
And they're in the game. That's how good a team they are. They're good teams, even when they aren't playing well. They work hard enough to stay in the game so that there are nights when they don't play well that they can still win or be in the game.
Sam Lacey commits the first foul, and the third team foul on the Nets in shooting is Caldwell Jones. 7-footer from Albany State in Georgia in his 9th year. 5th leading defensive rebounder in the league.
And one thing I've noticed about the Nets, they are not consistent in how they're trying to play. They're in a sense, they're taking what Philadelphia will give them. But what you do when you really start to get control of a game is you take what you want.
Of course, the Nets have not really had a chance to work together with this group because there have been so many personnel changes since training camp. Van Bredekoff out to midcourt. Ray Williams, who was touched by a Philadelphia player. Under 5 minutes to go. Ray Williams puts up the shot with Richardson in his face, and we will have a foul. Loose ball foul on Lacey. They could make it Jan Van Bredekoff, and that'll be Van Bredekoff's first personal foul. 14th foul on the Nets.
Now, one thing that they put Foots Walker back in, one thing he does is gives them a little consistency on the way they run their offense, but he does not score. And so the team's tendency to lay off of him and to give the team the opportunity to double team other guys better.
Mike O'Koren replaces Jan Van Redekop as they go low to Julius. Loose ball. Clint Richardson wide open. Wild shot. And Buck Williams the rebound. And here comes Foots Walker. Larry Brown says he doesn't really care about having a point guard, but you need a floor general out there. And there is Foots Walker, and they said they give him the outside shot. They did, and they got burned. His first bucket in a couple of games, and the Nets are up by 2. Winding down to the 4-minute mark remaining in the first half. Julius Erving, who's been kind of invisible in this ball game.
An excellent pass. That was a great pass. Because what you have to do is get on a bounce pass is put reverse spin on it so that when it hits the floor, it comes straight up.
He's been tired lately.
Well, with the injuries and things, he's had to play a lot of minutes. And when you have to play a lot of minutes with the type of game he has to play, that can make you tired.
Foul was on Lacey, his second, and the 5th team foul. So Caldwell Jones hits the first.
And what I mean by the way he has to play is he has to work hard defensively. He has to, because he's double team offensively, he has to be a good passer. He has to do a more rebound than he normally would do, so that he has to do a lot of things that require energy.
Most exciting player in the league, Julius Erving, averaging 25 a game, 56% from the field. Leads all forwards and assists nearly every year. Clint Richardson on the turnover to Lionel Hollins inside. Short shot that Lionel would like back. Buck Williams the rebound. So with the score tied 39, Philadelphia has not seen the lead at all in this game. They've come to a tie on a couple of occasions. O'Koren against Erving, and O'Koren puts it up. And they're going to count the basket. It was touched goaltending on the downward arc, and so give the basket to Mike O'Koren. And the Nets have the lead again with 3:25 to go in the half.
And the 76ers, if not leading, are one of the best shot blocking teams in the league.
That's what you have to do to win these days. Celtics have it, Sixers have it. You need that intimidator in the middle. The Nets don't have it that much. Erving, good bank shot. Good patient fake and a shot by Julius. He only has 7 points in the game. Tony with 10 is the leading scorer for the Sixers. Ray Williams with 10, the top scorer for the Nets. Under 3 minutes to go, first half. O'Koren drives baseline nicely, but he stepped on the line, and Philadelphia will take over. And we're going to have a timeout. Let's see what it looked like on top.
He tried to go baseline here, and there is where he stepped on the line.
We'll be back. Timeout, 2:53 remaining in the first half. 2 weeks from today right here in the Meadowlands Arena, and you will see on CBS. And then you'll be brought up to date on the Grand Prix Masters Tennis Tournament from Madison Square Garden. Later today, you'll see Ivan Lendl against Vitas Gerulaitis for the championship right here on CBS Sports, all coming up at halftime. And we just have a slew of outstanding sporting events coming up throughout the calendar live. Bobby Jones into Erving, and Julius had his man beaten inside. Just a well-executed play, both parts.
Good pass by Bobby Jones. Now, what the 76ers have done, they're getting, they have role players, as all good teams do. And with the injuries, some of the guys have had to expand their roles. That's what I was talking about with Julius. Instead of scoring, he has to do a lot of other things. But Caldwell Jones doing an excellent job for him rebounding today, and Andrew Toney came in the game and got 10 points off the bench, and that's what he does. So what they on the good teams, they have guys that they don't really specialize, but they do specialize. They do a limited. They do the things they do best. They try to emphasize that and try to cover the things that they don't do so well.
You're right. Caldwell Jones, 6 rebounds. You mentioned Toney. We have a loose ball foul.
Loose ball foul in New Jersey
against Foots Walker. By the way, Philadelphia with their 43-41 edge represents their first lead of the game, and it comes with 2:15 now. Came a little before that, 2:15 to go in the half, and so in the penalty, Hollins will go to the line and shoot 2.
You know, there's no way that the referee's going to listen to Foots Walker, because he can look at him eye to eye. Why should he listen to the guy you don't have to look up to?
I know what that's like. I'm over 6 feet tall, and I got to look up to you every game.
Are you really 6 feet? I hadn't noticed.
Hollins lost some teeth last week when Rick Mahorn's elbow, I believe, got him in the wrong place.
He didn't go to a dentist for it, huh?
No, it was done free of charge.
A lot of players have a lot of talent, so they got some players can pull teeth, huh?
O'Koren out to Walker. Winding down to 2 minutes and a 4.6er lead. And Lacey outside. Normally his shots go off the glass, but he hit the jumper. And it's a 45-43 game. Philadelphia. Clint Richardson, number 4, who has started before Lionel Hollins joined the team a couple of years ago. Irving in the corner. Richardson's pass is deflected out of bounds. And Philadelphia has it now with 12 seconds showing on the shot clock and 1:43 in the half. Brent Musburger with the all-star selections for the game coming up in 2 weeks on CBS. At halftime and a tennis preview of the Grand Prix Masters final. Sixers by 2. Biggest lead of the game was Jersey's 8 in the first quarter. Irving against Mike O'Koren. Fall away. And Walker comes out. Pass to O'Koren. And Mike O'Koren from North Carolina, who is the 6th player overall chosen 2 years ago in the draft. Now with 8 points in the ball game and another tie at 45. They triple team Irving, get it out to Hollins. He'll be short on that one. And Buck Williams clears it with 1:15 to go in the half. Ray Williams getting a little fancy. Puts it up at the line and hit. 12 for Ray Williams, leading scorer in the... And New Jersey regains the lead.
That was an excellent outlet pass by Buck Williams after the rebound. He got the ball out at the rhythm that you should. Get it out of there as quick as possible.
They are double and triple teaming Julius Irving, and he hits outside anyway. Irving now in double figures with 11. 45 seconds remaining in the first half. We have a tie at 47. 8 ties in this first half. Ray Williams against Clint Richardson. Open in the corner, Mike O'Koren. Caldwell Jones goes up, and they'll call the loose ball foul on Sam Lacey. Here's an earlier play.
Sam Lacey. That's his 3rd.
Well, this is the shot they want to try to make Julius take. Now, he got fouled on that, and the referee took his eye off it because you can't hit the guy even on the way down after he... And they turned into a fast break.
And they're taking advantage of the Nets on that today.
That's right, you have to.
Third
But what
foul.
they would like to do is make Julius take the jump shot at least 16 feet away, because they figure it's out of his range. And you know, it's really tough. That shows how good he is that all the teams do the same thing, and he still manages to average 25 points a game.
And in the second half, I want to talk to you about the fashion of having Julius go one-on-one late in the ball game, and if that comes up, I want to ask you what you think about that. And we've seen it many times with Julius and other players around the league. Caldwell Jones with the first free throw. And a 2.6er lead. 31 seconds to go. And this is a half-court trap for Philadelphia, making the Nets work with 11 seconds on the shot clock. 15 and a half. O'Koren going up, loose ball. Caldwell Jones has it, deflected by O'Koren, and it's Philadelphia ball with 9 seconds remaining in the first half, and the Sixers up by 2. The Nets had a 1-point lead at the quarter. Billy Cunningham from North Carolina. Larry Brown also played at Carolina. And the final seconds here, 3 seconds to go. Irving better put it up in a hurry. And he doesn't really get a shot off. And that'll do it. It will not count. The basket will not count as the buzzer sounded before Foots Walker put up that 50-foot shot.
New Jersey,
It went to Doc, and Doc couldn't get a decent shot. And so the biggest lead for the Nets.
Average 25 points a game.
And in the second half, I want to talk to you about the fashion of having Julius go one-on-one late in the ball game, and if that comes up, I want to ask you what you think about that. And we've seen it many times with Julius and other players around the league. Caldwell Jones with the first free throw. And a 2.6er lead. 31 seconds to go. And this is a half-court trap for Philadelphia, making the Nets work with 11 seconds on the shot clock. 15 and a half. O'Koren Going up, loose ball. Caldwell Jones has it, deflected by O'Koren, and it's Philadelphia ball with 9 seconds remaining in the first half, and the Sixers up by 2. The Nets had a 1-point lead at the quarter. Billy Cunningham from North Carolina. Larry Brown also played at Carolina. And the final seconds here, 3 seconds to go. Irving better put it up in a hurry. And he doesn't really get a shot off. And that'll do it. It will not count. The basket will not count as the buzzer sounded before Foots Walker put up that 50-foot shot. It went to Doc, and Doc couldn't get a decent shot. And so the biggest lead for the Nets was 8. The Sixers' biggest lead 4. And that is the end of the first half here at the Meadowlands Arena in East Rutherford, with the Philadelphia 76ers leading the New Jersey Nets 49-47.
Compare dandruff shampoos. There's good, there's better, and then there's Blue. Selsun Blue, the best dandruff shampoo money can buy. Clinical testing among leading brands proved it works best with more complete dandruff control. Selsun Blue is the only leading brand with the anti-dandruff ingredient doctors recommend most. Remember, there's good, there's better, and there's Blue. Selsun Blue. It simply works the best.
Why have over 1 million people replace their brakes at Midas? Was it because they know Midas has brake mechanics that are specially trained? Was it because they know Midas has the right brake parts in stock? Or was it because they know Midas has over 20 years' experience under the car? Well, whatever the reason, it certainly was no accident. Get the Midas touch. Nobody else has it.
Here's to good friends. Tonight is kind of special.
Hi, guys.
Well, look who's back.
Must say something more.
Okay, Paul Bunyan. Let's go watch some of this burn.
You always work your guests this hard.
You got enough strength left to lift a Lowenbrow?
Lowenbrow? I'll use 2 hands.
When you want the taste of a truly great American beer, tonight, let it be Lowenbrow.
You know the work's pretty hard, but the pay is not bad.
Blow away everything you ever heard about pickups and meet the revolutionary new size Chevy S10. There's never been a truck like it before.
Chevy S10.
With higher EPA gas mileage ratings than the best-selling import pickups.
It has 2 walls of steel in the box sides the imports don't have.
And a big roomy cab with more head and leg room than the best-selling imports. And more leg room than any full-size pickup. The new size Chevy S10. Drive it at your Chevy dealers. Chevy is the power in trucks.
Welcome back to the News Desk in New York. And a week from next, or Super Sunday, you'll be enjoying the annual NBA All-Star Game here on CBS. And I want to reveal the starting lineup, starting with the East, the man in the pivot from the Chicago Bulls, Artis Gilmore. Now, alongside Artis on the wings, here comes the doctor, Julius Erving, the Philadelphia 76ers. And the other forward on the East All-Star team for the NBA, no surprise, the most valuable player. He can come inside, putting it down, or light him up outside, Larry Bird. Now, the men in the backcourt, and this could cause a couple of mismatches. Both men are small. Isaiah Thomas, the rookie sensation of the Detroit Pistons, who has shown great defensive skill this year, coming into the league from Indiana. And his running mate at guard, tiny Nate Archibald of the world champion Boston Celtics. So they'll have 2 small guards starting in the backcourt in the East, and that'll give the West an opportunity to set up a couple of mismatches, at least one. And for the West, it'll be the big fella, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, the Los Angeles Lakers, going at center, and operating with him at the wings from the Utah Jazz, smooth Adrian Dantley. The other forward is the powerful Lonnie Shelton out of the Seattle Supersonics. He will give some muscle to Abdul-Jabbar up front. And then in the backcourt, the Iceman, Big George Gervin, San Antonio Spurs. And his running mate this year, he's always been overlooked in all-star competition. He's a tremendous talent. It's the Wizard, Gus Williams of the Seattle Supersonics. So 2 Sonics will be on the starting team of the West. Now, perhaps you're surprised at the omission of Laker guard Magic Johnson. Well, Magic damaged his national popularity by being identified with the Dump Paul Westhead clique earlier this year in L.A. And the Seattle fans obviously got out the vote for Shelton and Williams. Now, Pat Riley, the man who replaced Westhead, will be the coach of the West All-Star team. Bill Fitch, coach of the world champion Boston Celtics, will head up the East. And after the NBA...
game as Philadelphia in an even game leading New Jersey 49-47 at halftime. And Dick Stockton and Bill Russell here. And how would you characterize the first half? What have the Nets been doing that you've noticed?
Well, they've been playing pretty good, although they've been out of control. Actually, they have controlled the tempo of the game, gotten the shots that they wanted, but they may not have been the best shots, but the ones they wanted. The 76ers went inside much better, so consequently they got a lot more free throws. That's how they got back in the game, just going inside. If the Nets had a little more control over what they do, if they made their mind say, okay, we're going to go down and we're going to get inside and we're going to do this, they'd be a much better team. But right now they are just showing up to see what happens.
Well, as you would expect, a team of #1 draft choices who are not together. The guards have taken more than half of their shots. Do they have to start working the ball lower now?
Well, not necessarily. The guards taking the shots, who takes shots is not that important. It's where they take them from. And they're taking jump shots. And you're getting a lot of long rebounds. And the few fast breaks that the 76ers have been able to get were because of bad shot selection. You have to be careful in that it's better to make those guys block some shots in there, because sometimes they're going to get fouls, and sometimes you can make up for it going in there, but making them play defense.
And the thing that, of course, Bill pointed out at the top of the game, they've got to stop that transition game into the break by getting that outlet pass or interfering some way without committing the foul when they get to half court. So the Nets have to be wary of that transition game, which works for Philly. Underway, third quarter, the 76ers controlling, and Lionel Hollins, top of the key, is short, and Len Elmore knocks it over to Foots Walker. So Foots Walker to Buck Williams, going in with the inside shot. Well, that Buck Williams is a very sound fundamental player, fills the lanes, gets the rebound, and runs. So we have another deadlock. Rebound by Buck Williams. 9 ties in the game. Sixers trying to break this one, and King didn't have control when he went up. Caldwell Jones back. So it's Cheeks in the backcourt. Number 10, Hollins number 9 at guard, Irving 6, Bobby Jones wide open number 24, and Caldwell Jones number 11 is the center. Buck Williams at one forward, Elmore up front. Albert King.
What the Nets didn't do in that last break is they didn't know how to pull up when you don't have a fast break. You pull up and then set it up. You run it down and see what's there. But always run it down, and sometimes you don't have to take that shot. Make the other team play some defense.
Buck Williams has been so hot against the Philadelphia 76ers, and in the first half, he's 2 for 2, so he still hasn't missed. Julius Erving got inside on Albert King. So Erving now has 13 points. Leading scorer, Ray Williams for the Nets, the only man in double figures at halftime with 12. Tony 10, and Erving the leading scorer with 13. And a 2-point Philadelphia lead. King with a screen by Buck Williams, and Buck didn't know the thing. I guess King thought it was a pick and roll.
And Buck Williams going for the offensive boards. But that's just a matter of not working together enough so you know what the guy's going to do.
Deflection by Buck Williams. Sound player. What Bill was talking about with Philadelphia going down low is that the Sixers went to the line 17 times in the first half. The Nets only 4, and that's a pretty big gap. We have a timeout here early in this third period.
This afternoon, we'd like to welcome
Has been talking trade for Darryl Dawkins, who is in the option year of his contract. He has been injured as of late, and the deal being rumored is that Dawkins might go to Chicago in exchange for Artis Gilmore, a center who's been a little unhappy in the Windy City. Julius Erving goes up and misses the shot, and Buck Williams the rebound. Nearly 2 minutes gone here in the third quarter. Dick Stockton and Bill Russell from the Meadowlands Arena, and the baseline shot by Len Elmore, who is so effective. As you look at the two coaches who both from the New York metropolitan area and both were All-Americans at North Carolina, and Bo Cheeks travels. We have had 10 deadlocks in this game. That's Matt Guokas to the left of Billy Cunningham, who went from the broadcasting table to the coach's position when Chuck Daly went to Cleveland. Tough assignment there. Julius got a hand on it. Difficult task for Chuck, although Cleveland won last night.
Now, both teams are going to have to play the half-court game. It will be to New Jersey's benefit, because Philadelphia is a better running team, and they would prefer to run. I think Philadelphia, Boston, LA, and Milwaukee are the best running teams in the league, except for maybe for Denver. But they get their run from their defense. from a good defensive play, whereas Denver's kind of wide open. They speak of defense occasionally.
Yes, but that's all they do. 3 personal fouls now on Caldwell Jones, and the first team foul on Philly. Albert King has a shot.
Bad shot, and it was partially blocked.
Hollins, stop and go for Lionel Hollins. And they interfered with the ball on top of the cylinder, so it'll go back over to the New Jersey Nets. In a 51-51 game, the Nets led by 1 at the quarter, Sixers by 2, and you'll see the shot again at the head.
And the Sixers have had opportunities to put the Nets away, and they really haven't taken advantage of it. They've missed some key shots. They've thrown the ball away down this on the fast break a few times, and for them, they're not playing well.
Cheeks, wild shot. The Nets have it again. The Nets have been foiled on a couple of good inside chances the last 2 times they've been down the floor, so New Jersey has had an opportunity to take the lead, and Bill Blair, the assistant coach, who came over to help Larry Brown out. Albert King, first round draft choice. The Nets had 3. He was the 10th pick overall from Maryland. This is his 8th start in succession as Bobby Jones off the rim. Len Elmore to Foots Walker. Walker pass to Albert King over Cheeks. He knew when to put it up over Mo Cheeks on a switch. And so 2 baskets for King, who is shooting 5 for 7 from the field, and the Nets are up by 4. Their biggest lead 8, and we're going to see Andrew Toney and Mix come in for Philadelphia. Another turnover. Walker to Buck Williams. It goes. A 6-point lead. Buck Williams slow getting up and now back into the flow, and Billy Cunningham wants to call a timeout. 4 minutes are gone, and look at the spirit on the Nets bench as you see how they got the last 2.
That's a good movement by Buck Williams. He runs a fast break as well as any of the big men, and Foots Walker's really passing the ball around. He has 9 assists already.
Brown hopes that it rubs off here in the pros as the Nets have scored 8 straight points since Philadelphia led 51-49. So Andrew Toney, number 22, is in the game along with Steve Mix, who's Irving, triple team, tries again, and it's New Jersey. They are triple teaming Irving under the basket, and Buck Williams with a 6-point New Jersey lead. Their biggest margin was 8, and Albert King throws the ball away to Mo Cheeks. Cheeks has Toney on his left, and Andrew Toney has his shot deflected by Ray Williams and put in by Steve Mix. And Larry Brown says that's rookie mistake. 57-53 the Nets with 7:15 to go, 3rd quarter. Toney, who added the spark, coming off the bench in the first half with 10 quick points. Here's how Jersey defended against
Albert King. Julius just eases around and gets the inside position. He gets the hop, and he goes up, but he doesn't. Gets his own rebound, tries it again.
Back to live action. Toney committed his 2nd foul. Foots Walker shooting. 1 of 2. King is on Doc. They have Ray Williams on Toney. Caldwell Jones and Ray Williams got a hand in there, and a foul. It's on Ray Williams, and that's the 2nd personal foul for Ray.
And what Billy Cunningham did, he made a change. He brought Toney in because they weren't scoring. Because every time Julius gets the ball, the whole New Jersey team reacts. The other guys have to score. And so they put Toney in there because he'll look for the basket.
And Mix too can hit you from outside.
Yes, but Toney in particular, because what Mix will do, as he got his last basket, he'll go to the offensive board. And so those 2 guys, you got a guy that'll shoot the ball and another guy that'll react to it.
Ray Williams down. That was the first miss on the line for Caldwell. He's 7 for 8. Caldwell Jones, that is. And Ray Williams comes in now with 16 points in the game. And Billy Cunningham told us last night at dinner that Ray Williams is the one to watch on this Net team. Fine defense by Elmore inside, and it's out of bounds. New Jersey ball. Len Elmore has had some great flashes inside defensively this afternoon. And a great story there. King is bumped, but banks the shot in. And the Nets lead 62-54, and that matches their biggest lead of the game with 6:23 remaining, third quarter. Watch it, Ray. This is defense for you, inside.
Now, Julius makes a great move. He gets in there, but Elmore makes an even better move.
Elmore was the 5th center on Milwaukee. He was waived, no one wanted him, and now he's a starter because of injuries on this net team. And the Sixers have to get it together. They're a little bit out of sync right now.
And this is what happens when you have a lot of injuries. It's hard to get your team in sync because the guys work together. They get to know what the other guy's going to do, and you don't have a lot of passes that are thrown away because you know where a guy's going to go. You know what to expect. And defensively, you get help when the guys know where your weaknesses are and they know how to help you out. So when you have a lot of changes, this is what New Jersey is going through normally, is getting used to playing with other guys. It hurts you more defensively than it does offensively, though.
Ray Williams on that basket. Tony hit the one previously. 64-56, 5:40 remaining in the third, and Darwin Cook will be coming in with Mike O'Koren at the next break, and the Sixers also will have a change. Tony goes in, and they'll call the foul. Albert King, that's his 4th foul.
Second team foul.
Now here's Julius setting a pick. And there's the foul right there.
Replaces Maurice Cheeks for the Sixers.
4 fouls on Albert King. Cheeks is out of the game, and Clint Richardson is in there as Buck Williams got free on a pass from Mike O'Koren, and Buck Williams has 10 points and 10 rebounds in the game. And now Philly calls timeout. So there you're looking again. Corin's pass to Buck Williams.
And one thing that makes Buck Williams so effective is he plays within himself, and he doesn't take bad shots. He takes the shots he's pretty sure he can make. In the half-court game.
Nix goes in with the shot. Steve Nix.
That's what they're going to have to do, get it inside if you're going to play one-on-one. But if you're going to play one-on-one on the outside, you're going to have a problem.
Julius Erving you saw on the bench, 13 points, well below his season's average of 25, and he has missed his last 4. Feed inside, looked good for a while, but it was picked off by Clint Richardson on a 2-on-1, but Richardson makes a bad pass. Mix can't catch up, and it's out of bounds, and Billy Cunningham off the bench. And Philadelphia has not been running the break well, and they have not been controlling the defensive boards that well. As a result, the Sixers have 18 turnovers, and they trail by 8 points with 4.5, and now it's 10 points. Ray Williams gives the Nets again their lead of 10 points. He has 12 in the ball game, and Ray Williams has made his last 4 shots from the field. Mix working against O'Koren. In and out, Ray Williams. This is where the Nets have to stay in control. Behind the back to O'Koren. Baseline, O'Koren. Nets by 12, their biggest lead, 70-58.
And they definitely have control of the tempo of the game now. They're running a fast break. And they're making the shots, and the 76ers are playing the half-court game, and they're forcing, having to try to force shots on the inside or take the long jump shot. They're not running their plays, they're not executing their plays very well at all.
And they're 3 of 15 from the field.
Well, that's what happens when the other team controls the pace. It's difficult to make the shots. First of all, you never get the shot you want when you want it, and it's hard to make the shot when you're out of rhythm or out of sync.
Elmore committed the foul, his first, and he'll sit down. He's played a good game, very quietly but efficiently, and James Bailey, number 33, replaces him. 3:45 remaining third quarter, and we have a 3-second violation against Philadelphia.
When things go bad.
They go bad. Sixers have lost 4 out of 5, and 5 of their last 7, including 3 at home for the first time in 3 years.
They set some pretty high standards over the last 3 years.
We have some news on Dawkins. Comes in, Mike O'Koren. And now the Nets are rolling away from Philadelphia with a lot of time to go because, as you know, there's the ebb and flow in professional basketball. Tony working baseline.
They don't get so far behind that they can't recover.
Well, what we're going to want to know is Clint Richardson hits a shot. your judgment is when we get to a point where you think that's the case. Right now, they haven't reached it.
No, it's a fine line there that you can break a game open early or you can break it open late. And they have to stay in the ball game now. They've got to make, this helps, this turnover here, this traveling. They've got to get control of the tempo of the game.
Bobby Jones.
They have 3 minutes to go in this quarter. They have got to control the rest of this quarter. Because if they let the Nets, a young team, go to the last quarter with control of the game, it's going to be very difficult for them to catch them. And contrary to popular belief in this league, the teams that enter the last quarter of the lead
usually win. Darwin Cook misses outside. And Earl Curitin is in the game for the first time. He'd been starting at center, and he may have to start a lot more because of Darryl Dawkins' injury, more severe than anticipated. As Steve Mix hits from the corner, Dr. Alan Levy, the Nets team physician, reports that Darryl Dawkins suffered a fractured right fibula, and that's going to set him down. So forget about trade rumors with Chicago. Darryl Dawkins is going to be out of action a while, and that's going to add to Philadelphia's problems.
And they don't need anything added to their problems, the way it's going for them today.
Well, this Friday night, kick off a super weekend of sports on CBS with more exciting NBA action. And the Detroit Pistons, and that means rookie sensations, Isaiah Thomas and Kelly Tripucka go head-to-head with Magic Johnson, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and the rest of the Pacific Division leading Los Angeles Lakers. So you'll have a chance to see Isaiah Thomas and Kelly Tripucka in action Friday night live from the Los Angeles Forum, 11:30 Eastern, 10:30 Central on CBS Sports. And that just starts a tremendous weekend of coverage of boxing, skiing, and of course the Super Bowl Sunday from Pontiac.
You know, the Lakers are an interesting team now. They've made some changes because Kupchak went out with a broken bone. These basketball players are breaking bones like there's no tomorrow. Anyway.
That happens.
Oh, yeah. Going just quick runs, they whack this guy out, broken bones, stress fracture, all that kind of stuff. But what I was saying is they picked up Bob McAdoo, who, when he was a young player, his first 3 years in the league, he was an outstanding player. And then he went into a thing where he didn't play so well. He did a lot of shooting, but didn't play very well. But he can help that Laker team, and he gave them a new look. And so they're an interesting team to watch now. And they've had some changes out there, too.
It'll be interesting to see if McAdoo, who's been searching for a home, has found one in Los Angeles, because a scoring big man could really help that team.
And then, you know, a real luxury is to be able to play with a guy like Kareem. You know, the big guys, I'm partial to the big guys, they're so important to a team. And to have a guy like that to play with, the things that you do best, you can do them even better because they relieve so much pressure from you.
Most of his career, McAdoo has had to do it alone or be the big man. Ray Williams in the lane, pulling up over Richardson. It drops for him. 20 points for Ray Williams. And a 74-62 lead for the Nets as we wind down to 2 minutes remaining. This matches the Nets' biggest lead in the game. Philadelphia struggling. Last touched, it's still Philadelphia ball. And it's been a team effort. You're looking at Darwin Cook coming off the bench. Foots Walker has 11 assists. Ray Williams 20 points, Buck Williams 12 points and 10 rebounds. Tony baseline against O'Koren. Double, triple team, Mix goes up. I tell you, the Nets, while they have fouled, have done a good job defensively under the hoop.
Yeah, they've done a real good job inside. The 76ers haven't had a clear shot inside in about 7 or 8 minutes or more. Because they blocked a couple by the doctor or made him miss. And now the Sixers have to rely on the outside shot. And when you're trying to catch up, that's no way to go. Because that will give the other team the fast breaks. Because when you're shooting 20-footers, the transition from offense to defense is always poor.
Steve Mix, one of the best shooters, either from the line or from the field. Bailey's foul was his 4th. And Caldwell Jones still on the bench. 1 minute, 40 seconds remaining. Andrew Toney with the ball.
Normally, when they stole the ball, when the 76ers got a steal on the ball, they would run that fast break.
Curitin, the loose ball coming in, and taking Richardson, Clint Richardson. It'll count. Basket counts and a foul. Clint Richardson. And the foul on James Bailey. Hear it up. Pick it up.
Yes, he's a steal here. Gets the loose ball. and goes in and challenges the big guys. That's what you have to do. And Bailey's still moving.
And number 14 was Walker in for Ray Williams.
He was trying. He did a good acting job, but that's no Academy Award performance, I can tell you that.
So here is Clint Richardson, guy you know from Seattle days and from your area, and you like this kid.
Yeah, I've known him since he's a young kid, you know, about 15. Good player.
Yes, he is. Started 34 games as a rookie. He's in his third season. We have a 20-second timeout.
He's a good kid. He's a hard worker, and he's the kind of kid that the coach likes to have on the team. Because if he doesn't play, he doesn't complain. When he plays, he gives you everything he has to offer. And if you have to play 2 minutes, he plays. You have to play 20 minutes, he plays. Just loves to play.
That's Clint Richardson. Bill talking about, as you look at the clock, Earl Curate, number 25 there, could become a more important figure for the 76ers. He was a in his second year, third-round draft choice out of the University of Detroit, and scored 20 points in his senior year at college and started some at forward last year. And with Dawkins out of there, he's going to get a chance to play a lot more, Bill.
Someone's going to have to play a lot more.
Foots Walker coming around to screen Cook. They wanted to go inside to Elmore. Didn't get there quick enough, but breaks are going the Nets' way. Last touch by Philly.
They're getting all the loose balls.
Cook misses inside. Scramble for the loose ball. Last touch by Cook. It is Philadelphia ball. And a good call by Ed Middleton with 1:09 remaining in the third quarter. Here's they go, diving for the loose ball.
That's good to see guys are diving on the floor for a loose ball. There it goes out of bounds right there. The referee made a good call for a change.
Meanwhile, in the forecourt, Darwin Cook commits his second personal foul, and the Nets in the penalty situation, so Clint Richardson will shoot two. Very active performer, Richardson, and plays well inside. Even though he's a guard, has the ability to play a small forward spot by his style. So 5-point net lead. So despite the fact that Philadelphia isn't playing well today and the Nets are playing one of their better games, Philadelphia very much in this, Bill.
Sure they are. And they're staying in on hustle alone just about now because they're not playing well.
O'Koren draws the foul. Made a good move toward the baseline. And the foul is on Mix. And on the bench is Julius Erving, who's been tired, who's been shouldering a lot of the responsibility. You can see what he has done today. And he missed his last 4 shots before going out.
With that team, with the injuries and things being out of sync, it is very difficult for him to play because what they're doing is that when he gets the ball, the whole defense is just focusing on him. And if they're not going to, his team is not going to make the outside shot or cut without the ball, then it's just impossible for him.
O'Koren does not convert both. Here you look at the time remaining in the third. 6-point lead for the Nets. Biggest lead, 12 points. Mix, short on the hook shot. But Bobby Jones is there for the easy one. And the net lead is cut to 4 with the final seconds of the third period.
They should wait for one shot with 20 seconds left.
They are. It's the 3-play, Larry Brown says, and we'll see how that develops. They have the big men on either side of the foul line. Now Jan Van Bredikoff comes out, watched by Mix. Darwin Cook with 3 seconds to go. That's off the mark and touched by Philadelphia. That'll do it. That's the end of the third period with the score. The Nets 75, the Sixers 71, and we'll be back with the start of the fourth period after this word from your local station.
The NBA on CBS is sponsored by Subaru, inexpensive and built to stay that way. Light beer, everything you always wanted in a beer and less. And by Foamy, the shave cream that's more than thick and rich enough for a clean shave.
I hope our cameraman's not getting a nosebleed up there, Bill.
No, that's the way the game looks from the $10 seats. You get nosebleed.
And from the coach's bench, if you're on the short end, they wish they were up there in those seats. Start of the fourth quarter. Dick Stockton and Bill Russell here at the Meadowlands Arena in East Rutherford. The Nets lead has been shaved to 4. It was at once 12 points in the third quarter. Ray Williams and Darwin Cook are the guards, and Cook hits the first shot. And forward, Buck Williams and Jan Van Bredikoff, and Len Elmore is the center for Philadelphia. They have Andrew Toney and Clint Richardson at guard. Steve Mix and Curitin and Bobby Jones up front. Toney inside.
That's what Larry Brown had told Darwin Cook not to take that kind of shot, the one he made.
Only if you make it.
No, it's not a good shot even if you make it.
Philly's been to the line 24 times. The Nets only 8 in this ball game. Van Bredikoff is seeing action. Better defensive player than he is on offense. Ray Williams misses outside. Curitin got rid of the ball, and Bobby Jones goes right to the hoop. He started to go to the hoop even before he got the ball, and now they'll call a foul inside. Len Elmore.
Number 44, Len Elmore.
And for Elmore, that is his second personal foul. Looking at the foul story right now, Bailey has 4. King has 4 fouls. Lacey has 3. And Caldwell Jones has 3 personal fouls for Philadelphia. Bobby Jones, another former North Carolina performer. Both of our coaches were All-Americans down at Chapel Hill in North Carolina, #1 in college basketball. 4-point lead, the net lead cut down again. Julius Erving starting this 4th quarter on the bench. But if he's physically all right, you know we'll see him. Elmore can hurt you out there. Buck Williams the rebound, and they'll call a foul on Andrew Toney. We'll wait and see. Andrew Toney, 3rd personal foul, and that's the first team foul on Philadelphia.
Philadelphia personal, number 22, Andrew Toney.
So Albert King will inbound. In the scoring, Ray Williams has 20. Albert King and Buck Williams have 12. Mike O'Koren off the bench with 13. For the Sixers, leading scorers Julius Erving on the bench was 13, and Andrew Toney has 12. 22 points now for Ray Williams, and the net lead is 6. Mix, perimeter passing. Clint Richardson goes to Curitin, and his last touch by Curitin, it'll be Nets ball. So Philadelphia coming a little unraveled again.
Well, that's what the Nets have done. They've forced them to play that half-court game, and they're not playing it that well. When your timing is off, the half-court game is a very difficult game to play.
Buck Williams on a hard pass from Albert King turns it over. So we know that there are 23 turnovers on the part of Philadelphia. The Nets have 19 themselves.
Interesting thing that Billy Cunningham said about his team, why they go to one-on-one a lot, is that they are not a good passing team. And I think that's being borne out tonight, and that today, is that they're throwing the ball away much too much for a good team.
And they're not shooting well, 30% in the 3rd quarter. Ray Williams forced that shot but drew the foul. And that's the kind of thing that Andrew Toney fouls Ray Williams.
Personal number 22, Andrew Toney.
So Toney's picked up 2 in a hurry and has 4 in the game, and that is the 2nd team foul on Philadelphia. So we have a lot of time to go here as Albert King gets a little lecture from Larry Brown, a 6-point lead for the Nets. There are many sides to this game. This is the shooting story, with New Jersey shooting better than Philadelphia. And the question, Bill, is how long, as Ray Williams goes to the line for the first time this afternoon. He has 22 points. How long can the 76ers keep that man, Julius Erving, on the bench?
Well, that's a very legitimate question. And, you know, we've talked about that team, and he is the key to that team. Now, maybe they have indicated they think he's tired. Now, will they wait until they say, well, he can finish the game? You know, so that, like, maybe they'll wait to 8 minutes and say, okay, they didn't play the last 8 minutes, and he'll be fresh and in pretty good shape.
Good defense by Elmore again, blocking Mix inside. Albert King outside. Fighting in is Ray Williams, and a loose ball foul against Clint Richardson. And credit Ray Williams with getting down deep low.
Right? Speaking of the devil, here comes the doctor.
All right, well, that settles that question. How long? Not long. Erving is back in there. He's the leading scorer with 13 points. What's an interesting part of the story, the Nets have 12 more baskets, 12 more field goals than the 76ers, and Philadelphia has 23 free throws to 6 for the Nets. Ray Williams, fall away in the lane. Clint Richardson fights. but Ray Williams gets it again. And the foul against the Sixers. Bobby Jones, his second foul, and that is the fourth team foul. So with 9:03 to go, fourth quarter, Sixers have 9. Here's the alley-oop. Albert King, Williams to King, and Albert has 14. Every time the Sixers come back when the Nets open up a big lead, the Nets answer it with some plays like this.
Yes. Now here's the timing is important on this. Right there.
Ooh, how decisive that is. And a 9-point lead. Irving gets the basket and gets hit too. The basket counts in a foul.
What helps makes that work is if the defensive man is a peeker. What I mean by peeker, a guy that watches the ball and turns his man. So you're supposed to keep yourself in position so as you can see your man and the ball at all times, defensively.
Albert King is going out. Mike O'Koren comes in. King has 5 personal fouls. O'Koren had 13 points off the bench. King goes to the sidelines with 14. Irving now has 16 points following that 3-point play. And so the net lead is down to 6.
With plenty of time.
8:40. Fourth quarter. Buck Williams. Bobby Jones defending. And they'll call the foul
on Bobby Jones.
Right.
Sixer personal.
Third on Bobby. And that puts him over the limit.
And what I've noticed about this Buck Williams as a rookie, he does not take bad shots. What he did at the foul line, I think he felt that was out of his range. So he gives a good head and shoulder fake to get the defensive man up on his toes, then goes to the hoop. He might have been right the way he shot that free throw.
Buck Williams, who says Lonnie Shelton's been the toughest player he has faced.
I guess he popped him a couple of times, huh? Say, here, Rook, whack.
That's right. 83-76 with 8:22 remaining. Fourth quarter. Irving over O'Koren, and Julius Irving now cooking with 5 points since he's come back and 18 in the game. So Billy Cunningham spotting the Doc, who spent a lot of time on the bench and should be pretty well rested here. And the Nets lead by 5. O'Koren watched by Irving, and O'Koren from the corner misses. Ray Williams out of nowhere gets the ball for the Nets. Deflected by Clint Richardson. Foots Walker controls. He's guarded by Tony. Irving fights through the pick to O'Koren. They look to Buck Williams low, and Buck Williams got away, missed the shot, and draws the foul. He had presence of mind to get up there again, but he was free inside, got away from Bobby Jones. And another Philadelphia foul.
He got good position. Bobby Jones let him get, and that's too close to let a guy get position. And we won't count 3 seconds on that one.
1-3. Foul was on Julius Irving, and the Sixers over the limit in the penalty now. 7:45 remaining, and of course just 2 shots for Buck Williams. No more penalty in the NBA. Buck now has 13 rebounds in the game. That's no surprise, and now he has 14 points going for him. And just playing a steady ball game. Larry Brown never had a losing year, Larry Brown, as the Nets commit their 3rd personal at the other side.
And what that play was kind of important in that they picked up a foul. They still got 24 seconds, but they got New Jersey closer to the foul shooting situation where they 2 more fouls and they get to start shooting free throws.
Julius watched by Mike O'Koren. Watch the moves of Irving. Double team for the moment. Open man Tony. One of the few times Tony will miss when he's left open. Nets have it. 6-point lead. 7:25 to go. Fourth quarter. Walker working outside, working inside. He's got it. Foots Walker with a fine move. And he had not scored the last 2 games. He has 5 points. He had 15 assists in their previous meeting at the Spectrum a week ago Saturday. He's in double figures in assists right now. As Julius put up a shot, no basket. There's a foul and no basket. A loose ball foul has been called against Clint Richardson of Philadelphia.
Loose ball foul on Philadelphia's number 4, Clint Richardson.
Maurice Cheeks.
To keep yourself in position so as you can see your man and the ball at all times, defensively.
Number 31, Michael
Albert King is going out. Mike O'Koren comes in. King has 5 personal fouls. O'Koren had 13 points off the bench. King goes to the sidelines with 14. Irving now has 16 points following that 3-point play. And so the net lead is down to 6.
With plenty of time.
8:40. Fourth quarter. Buck Williams. Bobby Jones defending. And they'll call the foul
on Bobby Jones.
Right.
Sixer personal.
3rd on Bobby. And that puts him over the limit.
And what I've noticed about this Buck Williams as a rookie, he does not take bad shots. What he did is, at the foul line, I think he felt that was out of his range. So he gives a good head and shoulder fake to get the defense man up on his toes, and then goes to the hoop. He might have been right the way he shot that free throw.
Buck Williams, who says Lonnie Shelton's been the toughest player he has faced.
I guess he popped him a couple of times, huh? Say, here, Rook, whack.
That's right. 83-76 with 8:22 remaining. Fourth quarter. Irving over O'Koren, and Julius Irving now cooking with 5 points since he's come back, and 18 in the game. So Billy Cunningham spotting the Doc, who spent a lot of time on the bench and should be pretty well rested here. And the Nets lead by 5. O'Koren watched by Irving, and O'Koren from the corner misses. Ray Williams out of nowhere gets the ball for the Nets. Deflected by Clint Richardson. Foots Walker, controls. He's guarded by Tony. Irving fights through the pick to O'Koren. They look to Buck Williams low, and Buck Williams got away, missed the shot, and draws the foul. He had presence of mind to get up there again, but he was free inside, got away from Bobby Jones. And another Philadelphia foul.
He got good position. Bobby Jones let him get, and that's too close to let a guy get position. And we won't count 3 seconds on that one.
1-3. Foul was on Julius Irving, and the Sixers over the limit in the penalty now. 7:45 remaining, and of course just 2 shots for Buck Williams. No more penalty in the NBA. Buck now has 13 rebounds in the game. That's no surprise, and now he has 14 points going for him. And just playing a steady ball game. Larry Brown never had a losing year as Larry Brown, as the Nets commit their 3rd personal at the other side.
And what that play was kind of important in that they picked up a foul. They still got 24 seconds, but they got New Jersey closer to the foul shooting situation where they 2 more fouls and they get to start shooting free throws.
Julius watched by Mike O'Koren. Watch the moves of Irving. Double team for the moment. Open man Tony. One of the few times Tony will miss when he's left open. Nets have it. 6-point lead. 7:25 to go. Fourth quarter. Walker working outside, working inside. He's got it. Foots Walker with a fine move. And he had not scored the last 2 games. He has 5 points. He had 15 assists in their previous meeting at the Spectrum a week ago Saturday. He's in double figures in assists right now. As Julius put up a shot, no basket. There's a foul and no basket. A loose ball foul has been called against Clint Richardson of Philadelphia.
Loose ball foul on Philadelphia number 4, Clint Richardson.
Maurice Cheeks, Caldwell Jones return to the game for Philadelphia. So it's Curitin, Caldwell Jones, Cheeks, Tony, and Irving.
Now you're reaching a place where you go with your guys that you think Billy Cunningham thinks can win for him. And so this is when you, that old cliche about it doesn't make a difference who starts, but who finishes for you.
Why Caldwell Jones at this juncture?
Good defense. Control the boards, and to make sure they only get 1 shot, close the middle down, and try to get out on a fast break.
Cheeks,
they've got to take control of the game.
Cheeks the playmaker to set up Irving and Tony.
Well, when Cheeks is in there, they run a much better fast break. For them, he's the best with the fast break.
Buck Williams missed both free throws. 7 minutes remaining, fourth quarter. 86-78, Nets lead. Biggest lead was 12. Earl Curitin outside. He can rebound. He played 528 minutes last year in his rookie year and goes into this one at 429. So he's really gaining some good experience this season. And he will with Dawkins out. We'll tell you about the injury again. Mike O'Koren put a good fake on Irving, and it's still Nets ball. Darryl Dawkins suffered a fractured right fibula. He was kicked in the right ankle in the first quarter of the game and had to leave, and he has a fractured right fibula.
Fibula, that is a bone.
Last time I checked.
Oh, okay.
We're going to take a break with 6:36 remaining here in New Jersey. This award, Miller will present a check for $1,000 to the Special Olympics organization in the name of the player selected. Bill, you and I will be voting for the MVP, and today's winner will be announced at the end of the telecast, and I think it's up for grabs right now.
It sure is. I think Buck Williams has really helped with his rebounding and everything, and Ray Williams has offensively been pretty effective.
And of course, Philadelphia is still very much in this game. Will have some candidates of their own.
Ray Williams.
Trailing by 6. That foul was on Mo Cheeks, and with 6:32 to go, Ray Williams goes to the line. Ray Williams has 23 points in the game, now 24. But you're right about Buck Williams with his 13 rebounds, which is just over his season's average, good enough for third in the league. One thing I like about what the Nets have done is every time the Sixers have come close, they open it up again.
Yeah, they're not letting the pressure affect them too much.
8-point lead, 88-80. Caldwell Jones, Elmore defending. I tell you, I like Len Elmore's play today. Maybe not his MVP, but really is an important factor in this game. Buck Williams' shot goes off, but they draw the foul once more, and Buck Williams will go to the line.
The Philadelphia 76ers made Ray Williams give that pass up. I think he had in mind to shoot when he started.
So Buck Williams will go to the line. Caldwell Jones now 4 personal fouls. So Tony and Jones, Caldwell Jones 4. Yeah, Buck. Bailey and King 5 each for the Nets. Biggest lead in the game was 12 for New Jersey. That's the time remaining here in the 4th period. The Nets have won 9 of their last 15 games. They are 3.5 or 2.5 games behind 3rd place New York, with Washington in between in the Atlantic Division. Philadelphia 2 games behind the Celtics. They've dropped 4 out of 5 and 5 out of 7, and they're slumping. Curitin at the line, short. Cheeks keeps it alive to Caldwell Jones with under 6 minutes to play. Irving gets a step on O'Koren. What a move! He got through O'Koren and Buck Williams.
Kind of over.
20 points for Julius Irving, and 7 since he's come back here in the final quarter. 5:38 to go. Ray Williams missing outside, and Earl Curitin the rebound. This club is going to have to go without Darryl Dawkins. Can't count on him now. Curitin going inside. Tipped up by Curitin. Good hustle by Earl. Tony outside. Wide open. Cheeks. Sixers coming back.
Curitin's doing a good job on the boards, both ends. And that's what they have to have. Just hustle out there and keep that ball alive. If you can't get it, just keep it alive. And get right back into it. They're almost out of it.
6-point net lead and another Philadelphia foul. Julius Irving, is he beautiful to watch? This is why he's the most exciting player in the league.
Takes his time, sets the guy up, makes a move there.
Number 55, Albert King replaces Michael Koren.
That's a move.
24, Bobby Jones.
See it again. I love seeing this again.
Replacing Caldwell Jones.
I would be afraid of hitting the backboard.
You know, Bill, Caldwell Jones just picked up his 5th personal foul, so he's...
That could be, they take him out of the game. See, there's some guys that you can leave in the game with 5 fouls. And then some guys that it affects them in such a way that you can't play him with 5. But he's going to see more action today, I'm sure of that.
Bobby Jones comes in for him. Caldwell Jones scored 7 points. He only averages 8+ for the year. Buck Williams 7 for 11 from the free throw line. 7-point lead, 91-84 for the Nets. Under 5 minutes to go in the game. Each side has enough timeouts. Irving short. Ray Williams has it. Cheeks on Ray Williams. Foots Walker. Slows up the action using the clock now.
That last shot that Julius Irving took is the kind of shot they're trying to force him to take.
King, good pass, Elmore. That was a fine pass by Albert King. Billy wants a timeout.
Yes, it's time. That's a good give and go, pick and roll to get open underneath. It was a good work, and it was an excellent pass by the Nets on that last play.
And King can do a lot more than shoot. Coming up next on CBS Sports. Lendl and Garolitis should be a good one, and Lendl wiping out McEnroe. Here's a good play by King and Elmore.
This is what you call a good pick and roll. He sets the pick on Julius, and as soon as the switch is made, he rolls to the basket right there. And there's an excellent pass by Albert King. Now, what the Nets have done, they've gotten inside. And so they haven't got the shot, at least they've gotten a free throw. And now they got a zone going.
And nothing called, and Cunningham wants it called, and they're...
He was just testing to see if they're going to play the zone, which they were.
Cunningham says, what took him so long? And so Paul Mihalik finally, after Billy Cunningham's urging, called it. Now, Larry Brown is saying you can double team the ball, and that's all he was doing. Technical foul. That was the second warning. The Nets were called on it in the first half, you remember, for the first warning. Bobby Jones made good on the technical. 93-85, 4:13 to go. Sixers have 2 timeouts plus a 20-second. Call Steph. He says, come on. Irving called for the violation. 4:07 remaining fourth quarter.
That is the toughest thing in the world, is trying to play one-on-one in those conditions. Because you'll score that less than half the time, no matter how good you are.
93-85, and of course, foul against the Sixers here, and a shooting situation for the Nets puts a lot of pressure on Julius when everyone is standing around and he's got to make it go one-on-one.
Right, and then you don't have very much choice, because they can take away certain shots. They can say, okay, you got to make the outside shot. And if he takes the outside shot and doesn't make it, there's almost no chance for offensive rebound, because there's no movement away from the ball.
Look at the timeout story. Philadelphia also has a 20-second in addition to their 2. Foul was on Cheeks, and Ray Williams now has 27 points.
And what has happened the last few minutes is that the Nets have gone inside, so that every time they either got the bucket or they got a free throw. And that's how you can maintain the lead. You've got to go in, you've got to challenge that defense on the inside.
Elmore commits his 3rd foul, and Bobby Jones will go to the line. He'll shoot 2. That's the 4th team foul.
And 85 points at this point is not very many points for the 76ers, because they have to be a high-scoring outfit, because the key to their game is running, and they have not been able to run today. The Nets have done a good job in keeping them from running, and 2 things they've done. They've controlled the defensive boards, and they've challenged the outlet pass.
The things that you said they had to do at the outset of this ball game. At least challenge the outlet pass, very important. Philadelphia has been scoring a lot this year, but their defense has slipped, mostly because of their defensive rebound. 9-point lead for the Nets with 3:36 to go. A wild shot by Ray Williams. Comes down to Mo Cheeks. Cheeks in the corner to Tony. Back to Mo Cheeks, who's wide open, top of the key. They needed that one. They get another chance, and a foul. Julius Erving, how quick he is. And when Julius Erving gets aroused, boy, he just takes over. What a quick motion by Julius underneath.
Here's a good rebound.
That's his 4th.
Got to knock the ball loose.
15 foul, 2 shots. Julius Erving.
Elmore's 4th foul, and Erving shooting a pair. Nets 15 foul.
What you're seeing today on the 76ers is a good team out of sync. They have, in the whole game today, they have not had a rhythm that we've seen them on when they're playing well.
Darwin Cook, you saw back in the game, replacing Walker. So Cook and Ray Williams, now he spread it out. Albert King hesitated before going up with a shot, and we'll have a foul. Loose ball on Bobby Jones in Philadelphia. 3 minutes and 12 seconds remaining. Bobby Jones has committed his 4th. And
situation. Len Elmore with 1 plus the penalty.
Len Elmore shooting 1 plus the penalty. Came over from Milwaukee. Started with the ABA, was with Washington, Kansas City, Milwaukee, now with New Jersey. 29 years old, from University of Maryland. 2 big free throws.
Well, he hasn't taken out a lot of long-term leases in his career. Huh?
Rent don't buy. It's been a 10-point lead. Steal by Darwin Cook. 3 minutes to play. Cook takes it himself. Curtin gets it out on the break the other way on the transition. Julius Erving will get it. 97-89.
They haven't done enough of that yet today.
That's still a little
time for Larry Brown.
Little undisciplined because they're running a little more than they want them to do right now. They ought to use the clock, right? King. Curran, they've got to use the clock more, Bill. Tony. Throws it away.
They're going to do that. Now, what Tony did was one of the worst things you can do is jump up in the air without having made your mind what you're going to do.
2:15. Sixers have turned over the ball 26 times this afternoon.
What's the bad thing about that is sooner or later you got to come down.
Ray Williams turnaround, a big basket for the Nets. And Billy Cunningham knows it. 29 for Ray Williams. His season's high 32 against the Washington Bullets. Under 2 minutes to play now. 10-point lead. Elmore the rebound. Outlet pass to Ray. Slows it up. He almost took the shot.
He was thinking about it. It occurred to him.
Seriously. Darwin Cook. Philadelphia comes back, and Tony will go to the hoop. You don't want to foul, and Cook knew that. And Andrew Toney has two, and it's 99-91 with 1:33 to play. Philadelphia 2 timeouts plus the 22nd. Less than a minute and a half to go. Sixers trail the Nets. Philadelphia 7 games, worse than they were a year ago at this time. They're having their problems now. Ray Williams with a wild shot. Curran comes down. Lead pass, Tony. He'll get 2 more. And it's 99-93. And now Larry Brown calls timeout, and I think he's kind of upset. He doesn't want to see this get away from him. Curran has 11 rebounds all this half, and Philadelphia is not out of it yet.
This is a learning.
Set Special C and anchor detail.
Right standard rudder. Right standard rudder, aye.
Port of call, Hong Kong.
Sir, combat hold skunk
The
out.
Navy. Over 75% of our jobs give you technical training. Get one.
Let go of the anchor.
Liberty call now, Liberty call.
Speak to your recruiter or call this toll-free number. Navy. It's not just a job, it's an adventure.
Every time the Connecticut State Police pulls someone over, a Honeywell computer goes to work. A Honeywell computer displays police reports on the car and warns if the driver is considered dangerous.
Affirmative. That's our man.
Roger. License and registration, please. Will you follow me, please, Mr. Johnson? Your wife just had a baby girl.
Honeywell, you should see what we do with computers.
Bill, I can't wait to see Isaiah Thomas, Kelly Tripucka. They've revived the Detroit Pistons franchise against Kareem, Magic, Norm Nixon, and those great stars of the Lakers Friday night at the Forum.
Yeah, those rookies have turned the Detroit franchise around. They probably are 50% better than they were last year. And as the season progresses, they'll get better. Because what happened, as you can see here with the Nets, with a young team, they went down that time, and they're trying to run the clock out. And with 15 seconds left on the shot clock, they took a shot. And this is what drives the coach crazy. And it's hard to get control of it because the guys are so anxious to win, and they don't have the patience to put it away.
All right, Darwin Cook brings it out. Buck Williams trying to spread it out and use the clock. 1:05 remaining in the fourth quarter. Buck Williams gets a free inside, a big basket.
And they go inside again.
That's the secret.
That's the key thing.
19 points for Buck Williams. They go for 3, and Hollins is short, and New Jersey controls with less than a minute to go. Headed for their second straight victory over the 76ers, who are indeed a struggling team. A steal by Julius. Draws the foul with 40 seconds to play. So the Nets turn it over, and the foul is on Darwin Cook, and Irving will go to the line for 2 with the Sixers down by 8.
Shoots 2.
And if he makes these 2, they still got possibilities.
Julius Irving, the key man in both of these franchises. The Nets won the ABA title, 55 wins, and then when he left, the Nets went down to 22 victories after that. And last year they won 24. And meanwhile, in the last 5 years with Julius Erving in the lineup, the Philadelphia 76ers have been the NBA's winningest team, although they were unable to win a championship. Erving, 25 points. He went in his final quarter with 13. Double teaming the ball with 30 seconds to go. 6-point lead for the Nets. This is the old four corners offense. And the foul on Cheeks. 22 seconds remaining. And Footswalker to the line.
Four corners in the pros.
I saw one guy in each corner. I kind of figured.
Well, they were trying to stay away from the ball.
Yeah. Something like that.
Number 55, Albert King, replaces Darwin Cook.
So King comes back. The executive producer of NBA basketball is Jim Harrington. Today's game, like all of them, produced by Mike Burks and directed by Sandy Grossman. And the rest of our crew that have done such a fine job here at the Meadowlands, and we'll be back in 2 weeks for the All-Star game. The associate producers, Joan Vetrano and William Barnes. And the Miller High Life Most Valuable Player Award, we're mulling it over right now.
Well, I figured it probably Buck Williams.
Well, if I don't say Buck Williams, that means Mike Burks has to decide. I don't want that to happen.
Because Mike, you know, there are guys that don't know anything. Mike doesn't even suspect a whole lot, you know? We're not going to leave it to him.
We're going to needle him all season long. I hope he's ready for this.
Well, first
yes, it is.
First we got to do is remember his name on a consistent basis.
That's right. It is. You know, Ray Williams scored 29 points and had a fine game and put up a lot of shots. And Ray Williams, you can see the talent, why Larry Brown likes him. But Buck Williams is our man. And the Miller High Life Most Valuable Player Award goes to Buck Williams with 19 points and 13 rebounds. And Bill, he showed you today, huh?
Yes, he's a very poised player for a rookie. Very poised. He plays within himself. He works hard. And what I like, he runs well after he gets a rebound. He gets a good outlet pass, and then he goes as part of the break.
So the Miller $1,000 donation will be made to the Special Olympics on behalf of Buck Williams, one of many fine young players on this Nets team. Walker with the free throw. 103.95, 20 seconds to go. Philadelphia will fall 2.5 behind Boston, and they lose Darryl Dawkins. Tony goes for three and is short. Putting icing on the cake, Footswalker. And this will go in the books as a New Jersey Net victory. The Nets will have won 10 of their last 16 games, and that's it. The New Jersey Nets at home have defeated the Philadelphia 76ers, who not only lose this game, but have lost their center Darryl Dawkins, who suffered a fractured right fibula when he was kicked in the ankle, and is a happy Larry Brown and Buck Williams, our Miller MVP, Miller High Life MVP, with 19 points and 13 rebounds. And you can see the spirit on this Nets team today, William.
Yes, they're pulling together because they have turned the corner. They just may have turned this franchise around, and they're going to be a contender and probably a playoff team. They keep playing the way they're playing.
Okay, we'll see you Friday. The Pistons against the Lakers. Don't forget, Lendl and Gerolitis come up next. Dick Stockton for Bill Russell saying so long from the Meadowlands Arena, where once again the final score, the New Jersey Nets 105 and the Philadelphia 76ers 95. Coverage of the National Basketball Association has been a presentation of CBS Sports 105-97, the final.
This is CBS.